Rain hammered against the glass walls of the 28-story office tower. The city below glittered with headlights, wet streets, and distant flashes of lightning. It was nearly midnight. Every office was dark, except one. On the 21st floor, Emma Brooks finally shut her laptop. She sighed. Another 12-hour workday. She grabbed her coat, switched off the lights, and walked toward the elevator. The entire floor echoed the silence. Only her footsteps could be heard. Click, click, click. The elevator doors opened with a soft chime. Emma stepped inside, pressed ground floor. The doors closed. The elevator began descending. 20, 19, 18. Everything seemed normal. Then the lights flickered. The elevator jerked violently and stopped. Emma frowned. The display read 12. She pressed the emergency button. Nothing. No response. Then, without anyone touching the controls, another floor lit up. 13. Emma stared. Her heart skipped. She looked again. This building didn't have a 13th floor. Most skyscrapers skipped it. The panel jumped from 12 to 14. Emma slowly stepped backward. The button for floor 13 glowed bright red. Then the elevator started moving. Up, not down. Emma whispered, "No." The elevator climbed. Slowly. 12, 13. The display stopped. The doors opened. Emma's breath caught. Beyond the doors was a hallway, dimly lit. Old wallpaper peeling from the walls. Dust floating through the air. Broken office chairs. It looked abandoned. Impossible. This floor shouldn't exist. She stayed inside the elevator. The doors remained open. Silence. Then a phone rang. Somewhere down the hallway. Old-fashioned, loud, echoing. Ring, ring, ring. Emma should have stayed inside. Instead, curiosity won. She stepped out. The elevator doors closed behind her. Emma spun around. No! The elevator disappeared. She was alone. The hallway stretched endlessly in both directions. Every office door was closed. Every light flickered. The phone continued ringing. She followed the sound. Each step echoed. The ringing stopped. Silence. Emma found the office. Door 1307. The door stood slightly open. Inside, an old wooden desk. A rotary telephone, still swaying, as if someone had just hung up. Beside it, a newspaper. The date, October 17th. Emma laughed nervously. This has to be some kind of prank. Then she noticed the headline. Office fire claims 12 lives. Below the headline, a photograph. Emma froze. The building in the photograph was this building, before it had been renovated, before anyone knew it as Rivergate Tower. Emma flipped through the newspaper. Every page described the same tragedy. A fire, a missing floor, a locked elevator. Emma whispered, "No way!" Then she saw another photograph. A young receptionist smiling. Underneath, her name, Margaret Brooks. Emma's blood turned cold. Brooks, that was her last name. Her grandmother, the woman she had never met, the woman her family never talked about. Suddenly, footsteps. Behind her. Emma turned. No one. The footsteps stopped. Then, another office door slowly creaked open. Inside, a light turned on. One by one. Lights illuminated across the hallway, as if someone was inviting her inside. Emma backed away. Then a calm voice echoed. Emma. She froze. The voice wasn't frightening. It sounded kind. Emma. She followed it. The hallway ended at a conference room. Inside sat 12 people, all wearing office clothes, all perfectly still, looking directly at her. None of them blinked. One empty chair remained, at the head of the table. The oldest man smiled. "We've been waiting." Emma stepped backward. "I have to go." "You can't." The conference room door slammed shut. The lights flickered. Then everything disappeared. Emma stood alone again. The room was empty, except one framed photograph. The 12 employees, standing together, smiling. Emma looked closer. There were 13 people. The last person looked exactly like her. Emma dropped the frame. Glass shattered. Behind the broken frame, a handwritten note. "Find the truth." Then the hallway shook. Smoke. Emma smelled smoke. It spread quickly. The fire alarm began ringing. The same alarm from 1986. Emma ran. The hallway twisted. Doors appeared where there were none before. Voices cried for help. She covered her ears. No! Then she remembered something. Her father once said, "Never believe everything fear shows you." She stopped running, closed her eyes, took a deep breath. When she opened them, the smoke was gone. Only one hallway remained. At the end stood the elevator. Its doors were open. Inside stood an elderly security guard. He looked ordinary. "Come quickly." Emma ran inside. The doors closed. The elevator descended. Ground floor. The doors opened. The lobby was bright, modern, busy. People walked through the entrance. Everything looked normal. Emma looked at the security guard. He was gone. Only the night receptionist remained. Emma rushed over. Who was the security guard? The receptionist frowned. "We don't have a night security guard." "But," she pointed toward the elevator, "he brought me down." The receptionist slowly opened an old employee photo album. There used to be one. Emma stared. The photograph showed an elderly man in a security uniform. He died 20 years ago. Emma couldn't speak. Below the picture, his name, Samuel Brooks, her grandfather, the man she'd never known, the same last name. Emma left the building before sunrise. The next day, she visited her father. She placed the old newspaper on the table. He turned pale. "You found it. You knew." He nodded slowly. "My mother died in that fire." "Grandma?" He nodded. "I never told you because I wanted you to move on." Emma looked down. "So why did I see them?" Her father smiled sadly. "Maybe they just wanted someone to remember." A week later, the building owner announced a memorial for the forgotten victims. For the first time in nearly 40 years, their names were displayed publicly. Families finally had closure. Emma stood quietly beside the memorial wall. A gentle breeze moved across the plaza. She smiled. Then, the elevator doors inside the lobby opened by themselves. Nobody stepped out. One soft ding echoed. Emma looked at the display. Ground floor. Then, just for 1 second, another number appeared, 13, before disappearing forever. Sometimes the things that haunt us are not ghosts. They're forgotten stories. The truth has a way of finding those willing to listen. Ignoring the past doesn't erase it, but facing it can finally bring peace. If this story kept you guessing until the very end, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for storytelling and food and catering. Every week, we bring you gripping mysteries, emotional thrillers, shocking plot twists, and unforgettable stories that will leave you thinking long after the video ends. Question for the comments. Right finger. Would you have stepped out of the elevator onto floor 13 or stayed inside?